welcome to the HART Prize for Human Rights Virtual Award Ceremony 2021. I'm Lola, I'm the Programmes Manager at HART, and I'm pleased to be hosting this year's award ceremony. Firstly, I wish to say a huge thank you to everyone that entered. We were blown away to receive 246 entries from a total of 38 schools and 16 universities from around the world. I also want to say a huge thank you to all the teachers and staff that helped their students to get involved in what I can only imagine was a very difficult school year. Today, I'm pleased to say that you'll hear from the whole HART team as we announce those who have won and those who have been highly commended for their work. Like last year, due to COVID-19, the whole team remains working from home. Therefore, all certificates will be sent out electronically. Now, I am pleased to introduce HART founder and CEO, Baroness Cox.
Well, it is my great delight today to congratulate everyone who has entered into this human rights competition. HART are always inspired and deeply impressed by everyone's entrance. Not everyone can win. It's agony doing the judging because I'd like to give everyone a prize and a first, second or third place. But sadly, we can't do that. But we are all impressed by what I briefly summarize as the 3 C's. By your commitment to human rights. I would never have been in this kind of thought mode when I was at your age, and I'm deeply impressed that so many of you do have this passion for human rights that you enter the competition. And that says a great deal about you, and would like to congratulate you for that. Also, the other 2 C's, creativity and competence. The originality of the entries and the competence were so well written, very often very well referenced, and superb caliber. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you to everyone. Thank you for caring enough to enter this competition. As you are aware, everyone will receive a certificate, which is a lasting record of your achievement and your entry to this competition. And I've been told by many other people who've entered this competition before that those certificates are very useful. They can be a great help sometimes in applying for posts at college or university or for jobs, because they are proof of your dedication to human rights and your commitment to actually do something about it. So everyone will receive a certificate, which will come with great appreciation from all of us in HART. I'm just very briefly going to introduce the background to HART. And I always start by introducing myself, and all I ever say about myself is I'm actually a nurse and a social scientist by intention, a baroness by astonishment. I wasn't into politics, and I was so much not in that world that I was the first baroness I'd ever met. Didn't move in those circles. And it's quite a shock. You wake up one morning, you find a baroness looking at yourself out of the bathroom mirror, and it really is, as I say, quite a shock. But obviously it's a huge privilege, because being a baroness means that you're appointed to the House of Lords, the upper house in Parliament, and you have a privilege to speak in Parliament. So I thought, how do I use this privilege? And the idea came very clearly: to speak in Parliament is a wonderful place to be a voice for people who have voices, but whose voices are not heard. And so that's how I tried to use my role in Parliament and established HART, provide aid and advocacy for people suffering oppression and persecution, often in war zones, who are not being reached by other major aid organizations, either for political reasons, because the big aid organizations need permission to go, and if a government is oppressing a minority in its own country, it probably will not give permission to them to go, so they can't go, or for security reasons, because very often they are dangerous situations. And we are very fortunate in that we work with local partners. They're the real heroes and heroines on their front lines of freedom and often of faith. So they're living there, they're indigenous. So the security aspect is not so serious for us. We don't have our teams on the ground. We do visit, and that has a certain amount of risk, but the real heroes and heroines are those who are living there. And our partners, we always work with them through local partners. We give them the dignity of choice. We don't tell them what we're going to do. We ask them to decide their priorities, and they work with their local communities to achieve the most transformational improvements for their communities. And they are, each and every one of them, inspiring. And you will know, I'm sure, because you've been in touch with HART and looks at our website, the countries where we're currently working in. So that is really why HART began, to provide aid and advocacy for people working with and through local partners in the field, not going in there and telling them what to do, but giving them the resources to use as they think best for their communities and providing aid and advocacy for them. So that's HART. And in a second, we're going to show you a video which will summarize much better than myself exactly what we do and why we do it. But I'm just here really on behalf of the HART team to say a huge thank you to every one of you who's entered. Most sincere congratulations, and I do hope we'll keep in touch. So now over to the video, which will tell you much more about HART in a much more interesting way than me talking about it. But thank you all.
I always say that I'm a nurse and a social scientist by intention, and a baroness by astonishment. There's an ancient Chinese proverb which states, words spoken from the mouth reach the ear, and words spoken from the heart reach the heart. At HART, we operate according to what we call the principles of the 4 A's. First, authenticity, going in person. A lot of my time will be spent with people who are really trapped behind closed borders, where the big aid organizations are not allowed to go. I don't believe in those borders. I believe in being with people in need. Aid. We give them a helping hand. It's HART's fundamental policy to work with local partners, to find people who are making a difference for their own people. We're not an aid organisation that takes in foreign personnel and goes into some situation and does our own thing. We always ask what are their priorities. And these ladies are very brave ladies. They're all widows, but they're combining together to form a kind of cooperative. And then advocacy. Find out what the situation is. When you're working with victims of oppression and persecution, they need a voice as well as a helping hand.
These ones have paid a price. We pray, oh God, for the families that have been left behind. We thank you for the help that has come, but there's still more need for help.
And the final A is accountability. Accountable to those for whom we speak and whom we try to serve, that our message is accurate. When I speak in the British Parliament, the House listens. I'm not just reading a Reuters press report. I've seen. This is how it really is. You've got to be there.
HART is everything for us. Please keep on with the good work you are doing. It is reaching us.
I cannot do everything, but I must not do nothing. And if together we all do something, we really can make a difference. What brings us all together really is a passion for trying to make a difference.
Hi everyone, I'm Georgia. I've been coordinating the HART Prize for Human Rights this year. Some of you may recognise me from the online school presentations that I delivered. I really enjoyed reading all your essays and admiring all your creative entries, so thank you so much for all the time and effort you put into creating your entries, and I really hope that you enjoyed learning more about current global affairs. I'm going to introduce our first performance, which is by Emily Lister and Louisa Sullivan, and their news report is entitled Justice for the People of Sudan.
Hello and welcome to PGHS News at 6. Today's main headline is, the country of South Sudan, neighbouring to Kenya and Ethiopia, has begun a civil war over the dismissal of their Vice President, Riek Machar. This dismissal was issued after the threat by Machar to overrun Salva Kiir, who is the current president of South Sudan. Kiir was desperate to stay in office, and the threat led to the dismissal of Kiir, making sure that Machar had no chance of gaining leadership of the country. Over to our correspondent of Foreign Civil Matters, Emily Lister, who is here live from home to tell us more. Emily, what was the reaction of Salva Kiir, and how must he have felt to this threat?
The civil war began today, on the 15th of December, as the President of South Sudan dismissed the Vice President. This was because there were rumours that the Vice President was going to overrun the role of leadership. Salva, who is the President, was keen to stay in office and once hearing of these possible threats from someone who worked closely with him, he made the decision to dismiss Machar, which would make it harder for the now ex-Vice President to one day take power. Some of the population did not agree with the President's decision. This then ended up in civil war. There are two main groups that are beginning to fight for power. The first being the government force run by the President, and the second being the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, which is in opposition.
What effect will this have on South Sudan and the role of power now undecided?
Firstly, it will have a huge impact on the population and may last many years. It will ruin trade, and with the power split between two men, the country will change.
What changes may we see in the country of South Sudan, and will they have any effect on the neighbouring countries?
At the moment, it is hard to tell. The country of South Sudan may become more violent, and any tourists passing over the country or visiting may be targets and the possible victims of violent crimes. This could drag other countries into the war, meaning it could expand globally.
Will the country be financially affected by this war?
Massively. South Sudan is home to many national parks, meaning it is a big attraction to tourists. The civil war will stop travel to and from the country, meaning they will lose the money they would have gained from tourists.
Thank you so much for discussing this matter with me today, Emily. Now, back to the studio. That is all from PGHS News at 6. Please do join me at 10, when I'll be once again joined by Emily Lister with updates about this civil war. Thank you and good evening from me and the whole team at PGHS News.
Thank you so much for that very original and entertaining piece, Emily and Louisa. We're now going to introduce the winners and the highly commended of the essay competition.
Hi, my name is Max Elgott and I'm the Communications Coordinator here at HART. First of all, thank you all so much for your entries to this year's HART Prize. We really enjoyed marking all of them. I've now got the honour and privilege of announcing the winner and the highly commended for the senior essay category. So without further ado, in first place in the senior essay category, we have Esme Pearce. Congratulations, Esme, for your wonderful entry. In second place, we have Bethany Hermasukwa, and in third, Eleanor Lacey. Congratulations to all three of you. Now for the highly commended. We have Lucy Aylmer, Matthew Foltus, and Natasha Anku. Thank you all so much for your entries and congratulations.
Good to meet you, although it's sad that we can't meet face to face. And it's wonderful that you have entered this Human Rights Prize with HART. Congratulations to you and to your families who are with you. It's wonderful that you take part in this. Human rights is a growing need in our world. I sometimes think that the governments of the world pay less and less interest to it, and that our own government, if it was again confronted with a situation to have a universal declaration of human rights, I doubt very much whether the governments of the world, and particularly our government, would bother with such a thing again. But it exists, and it's good that you have a sense of human rights that belong to every person as a human being, and a sense not only of standing up for their rights, but of how aid can help them. I'm the project coordinator at HART, and it is wonderful the people that one meets, and I hope in your lives you'll have the chance to meet some of those people, because it's not only what they do that in health, education, many other things, but also how can you ever calculate how much hope is given to a community, how much a sense of dignity to the community and to the individual members of it when work is carried on there, and we can give them a little bit of support to make sure that work happens. So well done, congratulations that you are interested in this and in the cause of human rights and individual human beings. I'm now going to tell the winners and the highly commended entrants for the intermediate essay category. I'm going to start with the first to the third. The winner of the first prize in that category is Amadea Hoffman. Well done. The second prize goes to Chantel Tabini. Well done. And the third prize goes to Maya Addison. So congratulations to those three. But there are also several who are highly commended. Sebastian Grech, Leah Han, Emily Lane, Eloise Pierce, Elaha Hassanzadeh, Edred Clutton, Caitlin Dodd, Arthi Venkatakrishnan, and finally Alice Smith. So congratulations to all those highly commended, but congratulations to everyone who took part in this and showed an interest in human rights. The need is even greater in the world today. Thank you and goodbye.
And I have the pleasure of also introducing the winners and the highly commended for the junior essay category. So in first place, the winner for the junior essay category is Manon Vignalu. Congratulations. In joint second this year, we have Enriqueta O'Flaherty-Jones and Lara Osbalderson. Congratulations. And in third, Andrew Arthur. Well done to all four of you who have won prizes this year. There were some excellent entries and you should all be very proud. Now for the highly commended. We have Emma Morrissey, Emily Yu, Imogen Luca, June Hyun, Megan Voss, Saffron Singh, and Sophia Eldred. Congratulations all to you also who are highly commended, and congratulations to everybody who entered.
Hello everyone, I am Kinza, an intern at HART, and I am pleased to announce Sarah Louise Bailey, who will perform her poem called Elegy for Humanity.
Face down in the sand, I cannot stop seeing him, lying there cold, lungs barely grown, overflowing with salt water instead of air. Scarcely the length of my arm, a tiny body, lifeless, washed up on a beach in Turkey. They told me to pray for him, but to who? To what God do I pray? For the safe passing of a child, whose safe passage life could not even provide, to flee the violence and bombs. I wonder how many more there are, who never even made it to the shore, whose resting place will forever be the ocean floor. Syria, we watched you, an open wound, hemorrhaging before our eyes, and we complained about the stains your blood would leave on the carpet. We had a duty to keep you safe, and we failed you. It seems that Alan Kurdi was not the only one with his head in the sand.
And now we will announce the winners and the highly commended for the creative category.
Hello, I'm Andrew Ashtown and I'm the Manager of Advocacy and Good Governance at HART. May I add my congratulations and thanks to all those who have entered for the HART Prize this year. I mean, we've had an astonishing number of entries, and the quality of those entries in all the categories has been really, really good. It's my privilege to announce the winners of the results of the senior creative category. And so I go ahead and do that. I'm going to first list those who are highly commended. And as I said, there's been a lot of entries this year. So there are quite a few highly commended before we get on to the third, second, and first prize. So highly commended, well done to those of you who entered, are Karis Adoki, Harriet Lewis, Latifa Wallace, Olivia Baith, Rebecca Brett, Sally Gibbs, Sebastian Pedroza, and Victoria Johnson. All of you have offered extremely good entries, and we're really pleased with them all. We wish we could offer prizes for every single one, but those are highly commended. Thank you for your entries. For the prizes, we go for the announcement of the results. For the third prize in the senior creative category goes to Michael Yates, well done. The second to Sarah Louise Bailey, very well done. And the first prize to Amber Hogan. Well done, Amber. Your creation was a deeply original photo series of silhouettes representing the human ribcage and spine lit from within, and it was entitled Hunger in Timor-Leste. And throughout that image you entwined within it, very cleverly and sensibly, symbols representing the seasons, representing the people of the nation, representing the taboos that surround pregnancy and interfere with nutrition in that society, symbols of nutrition itself, malnutrition, and seasonal exclusive food sources. The whole combined image is a powerful representation of the impact of hunger on a nation's people. So congratulations, Amber, and congratulations to you all of you who entered. As we say, a very high level of entries and a very high number of entries as well. Many congratulations to you all, and thank you for your inspiring contributions, which we have all much enjoyed looking through and reflecting on. Thank you and well done. God bless.
Hi everyone, my name's Beth and I'm the Administrator and Executive Assistant to the CEO, and I have the pleasure of announcing the winners and those highly commended in the Intermediate Creative category. The winning entry explores the impact of conflict, displacement, natural disasters and gender-based violence in HART's partner countries. Each picture represents a different human rights issue and is accompanied by a thought-provoking short story or a poem. So, huge congratulations to Dharmiga Shivakaran for her excellent winning entry. In second place, congratulations to Aisha Bokus. And in third place is Lorna McBain. Congratulations, Lorna. Among the highly commended for this category are Terami Awasile, Navaya Ray Shako, Keely Pinkerton and Christabel Morris, Hazel Mendel, Gabriella Thomas, Anastasia Fletcher, Alice Fables, and Ahmad Malik. Congratulations and thank you so much to everyone who entered this category.
My name's Jo Russell and I'm usually involved in school presentations on HART and the HART Prize. So we were disappointed this year that we couldn't present in person, but we really enjoyed the webinars and are delighted with this year's entries. So I'm announcing the Junior Creative winners, and it was so hard to decide who should be highly commended and who should win prizes because the entries were of such a high quality. However, we made the decisions and the highly commended were Anya Tivnan, Angel Taylor-King, Angeline Luan, Charlie Bernard, Elizabeth Campo de Pino, Jack Maxey, Olivia Koloras, Sai Mazabi Mogudampali, Soba Sandhu, and Zariah Islam. Well done to all of you. You were all highly commended and they were all excellent entries. In third place for the Junior Creative Prize, we have Ela Thompson. Well done, Ela. Second place was Sophie Williams. And for first place, we really couldn't decide, so we have a joint first place. So the first joint winner is Florence Dempster with her piece Innocence. It's about a village being attacked by soldiers in the middle of the night. The panic, the violence, the horrific consequences. Florence's piece is beautifully written, and although it's written about Uganda, it could equally well apply to many of our partners whose people are being persecuted and abused. For example, Myanmar or Sudan. Well done, Florence, for a magnificent piece. Joint first, equal joint first, was a piece that has already been performed in the awards ceremony, and that was Emily Lister and Louise Sullivan in Justice for the People of Sudan. Thank you, Emily and Louisa, for such an original and well-researched entry. It was superb. So we look forward to coming to schools next year, and we hope that we can encourage just as many participants and that all of you will participate again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We hope you enjoyed the ceremony, and we wish to say a final congratulations to all those who entered a piece into this year's prize. Applications for next year's competition open on November the 1st, 2021, but if you can't wait until then to get involved with HART, head over to our website to have a look at other ways you can get involved. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you.